Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. I hope you guys are well, most importantly. Smash the like button on this video because this is a serious video. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Um, Share the video. And I appreciate all of your guys' support over the years. But make sure to smash the like button. Let's try getting this video to 50 likes plus. You know, I want to thank you for the Porter Crawford video. It's gone 50. The Canelo video's nearly got 100. So, you know, you guys are definitely helping me out. I really appreciate that. So thank you guys again for your support. I want to get straight into this. Guys, Jake Paul will be taking on Tommy Fury. He will be taking on Tommy Fury December 19th, I believe, in December. This is a great fight, a fight which was needed for both guys. I didn't think it'd come off because, you know, I thought Jake Paul, and I've got to give Jake Paul a lot of credit, and I think Jake Paul he deserves a lot of respect. I thought Jake Paul was going to fight these MMA fighters, you know, retired sort of MMA fighters and make a shed load of money. He's actually fighting somebody, and people were saying that, you know, he needs to fight a real boxer. He's not fighting a real boxer. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Now he decides to fight a real boxer. I don't want to hear any nonsense about Jake Paul anymore because this guy is fighting a legitimate boxer. He's fighting a legitimate boxer. Whether you guys think that boxer's any good is irrelevant. The fact is he's fighting somebody that a lot of people think will knock him out. So Jake Paul deserves credit, respect. And Jake Paul, as I said, I've said it many times, I believe he can beat Tommy Fury. I do. I've seen Tommy Fury fight, and he's quite reckless. Jake Paul can punch. But having said that, Tommy Fury should be the favorite in this fight. Tommy Fury should win this fight because Tommy Fury has got the groundings from a young age, whereas Jake hasn't got that. You know, Tommy's probably been doing this a lot longer than Jake Paul. Hence why I said the fact that there's a people out there that think Jake Paul's going to win, and boxing people, Ray, for example, who's a proper boxing guy. This isn't a guy that likes the YouTube stuff, and this isn't a guy that highly rates Jake Paul, but he thinks Jake Paul can beat Tommy Fury. Why? Because firstly, he doesn't rate Tommy Fury that highly. Secondly, he can see that Jake Paul has made some strides in the game. He's made some improvements. That means he's taking his boxing seriously. So you have to, like, firstly, you have to give Jake Paul credit for taking this opportunity because Jake Paul could fight literally anyone and make a lot of money. I think this is going to be a big fight. All that nonsense about, you know, Tommy's bringing this. Tommy's not bringing a lot to the table, to be honest. Yeah, he's got followers and stuff, but Jake Paul's on another level commercially. He's on another level. Like, from a social media point of view, Jake Paul is on another level to Tommy Fury. It's not even close. When we talk about fame and we talk about... Now I saw an interview with John Fury today. John Fury said, we said yes, yes, yes. But they had to say yes, yes, yes to most things. Because otherwise, he won't get that fight. You know, Tommy is the B-side in this fight. He's not commercially the bigger name here. Jake Paul is. He's probably making a lot of money as well, Tommy Fury. And Tommy Fury hasn't made the money that he's going to make in this fight. You know, I know Tommy Fury turned down $1 million for this fight. But I don't know, he must be getting paid a lot more than that now for him to accept it. But they probably knew that the fight was bigger than that, and they could get paid a lot of money. But all I'm going to say is that I just think this is a great fight. I think it's a 50-50 as far as I'm concerned. I genuinely do. Maybe Tommy's a slight favorite because of the reasons I mentioned. But like I said, Jake Paul's improving. And Jake Paul is nothing to be laughed at or nothing to be, you know, just given a cold. Like, this guy is a good fight. He can fight. I'm not saying he's going to go on to become a world champion, but he can fight. And there's nothing to say he doesn't beat Tommy Fury. I believe he could. And there's a lot of pressure on Tommy Fury because of those reasons, because people say he's a legitimate boxer. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So there's people saying that Tommy Fury's a legitimate boxer and Jake isn't. And also his father basically said if he loses to Jake Paul, that's the end. That's the end. And Tyson Fury said, you know, his brothers, like, you know, John Fury said that if he loses, brothers will decide. Like, all of that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure because Jake Paul's going in there with not as much pressure. There is pressure because he doesn't want to lose, you know, because he knows he'll get trolled and stuff. But there is also most of the pressure is on Tommy Fury, because Tommy knows how embarrassing it would be for him if he was to lose to someone like Jake Paul. Now, of course, he's going to make good money from it, so that might... I don't know if it even comes down to the money. I just think it would be embarrassing for a guy that's seen as a legitimate boxer to lose to a YouTuber. And it could happen. Like I said, for me, Tommy Fury is a slight favorite in this fight. Only because of the reasons I mentioned. But Jake Paul's improved. And God knows what Jake Paul's been doing. He's been probably working hard in the gym. And he's probably going to be a much better version when we see him on December than what he was when he fought Tyron Woodley. And Tommy Fury against the MMA fighter didn't look too good. So again, I don't think this is a foregone conclusion at all. I think this is going to be a decent fight. I expect, like I said, I expect a great fight. And the other thing is I expect a great build-up. Because I think this is going to be a great build-up to this fight. They were always looking to put these two together. BT obviously going to be showing it. It's probably going to be paper. I think is it pay-per-view? Yeah, most likely. Which again, people may find bizarre that two really novices are going to be fighting on pay-per-view. But that's boxing today's time. That's boxing. You know, it's gone crazy, but that's just the way boxing is right now. I'm just looking. I actually think this is a great fight. I'm excited for it because I think it's a great end to the year. I do think believe it or not, I do think it's a very competitive fight. It's a very competitive fight, and these are the type of fights we want to see. And Jake Paul, if Jake Paul wanted that leap and wants to be regarded as a boxer, that's what he needs to start doing. He needs to start fighting legitimate boxers. But I believe he has the confidence now. That's the other thing. Before, he didn't have the confidence. Now he has the confidence that he can go in and fight someone like Tommy Fury and beat him. That's the difference. I believe Jake Paul now, the training he's done in the gym over the years, the fighting in the ring, I believe he has the confidence now in himself to go in and fight Tommy Fury. Whereas previously, he probably didn't have that. Hence why they didn't fight. I think it's a great matchup. It's a great matchup. Will Tommy Fury be too much for Jake Paul? Or will Jake Paul end all of that not being a boxer rubbish and not fighting boxers? Will Jake Paul finally put that to bed? Because if Jake Paul beats Tommy Fury, there's none of that nonsense that he hasn't beaten a legitimate boxer. There's none of that nonsense, and you got to give Jake... Like I said, you got to give Jake Paul credit, because Jake Paul didn't have to fight Tommy. This is a risky fight for Jake Paul, and he didn't need to take risky fights. Jake Paul could have kept doing what he's doing. I don't know, maybe the broadcaster was putting pressure. I doubt it, because Jake Paul delivers numbers no matter who he fights. Imagine Jake Paul against Jorge Masvidal, or Jake Paul against, you know, somebody else from the MMA world boxing. It would be huge. So Jake Paul didn't have to take this risk against Tommy Fury. He didn't. But he is, because he wants to prove himself. And that's what I respect. Let's see who wins. I don't think this is a foregone conclusion whatsoever. I don't. I think this is going to be a proper fight. I do. I think this is going to be a proper fight. I'm leaning towards Tommy, but not by much. I won't be surprised if Jake Paul wins the fight, because like I said to you, I think this is a proper 50-50 kind of fight. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion. I'm excited. I want to see it. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.